Obviously, I don't think you can imagine a 37-point night for Gary Trent getting the start. But just what did you like about him and inserting him into the starting lineup?
Well, it's what we said. We wanted somebody aggressive to attack Haliburton, back, and I thought he did that. I thought that was great for us. And I like his defense on the ball. So there were two reasons. The offensive part, because he's really aggressive, and the defensive part because of his hands and just how aggressive he is there. He picked the ball up. I thought it was the first time in the series that we applied pressure to the ball, and I thought that made a big difference.
You guys are you're down 10 going into halftime, turnover, and they go the other way for the first bucket of the third quarter. Just what do you feel like the team figured out?
Honestly, I just thought we lost our way of play in the second quarter. We started trying to will the game. We stopped moving the ball. I showed highlights at halftime. I think there were 4 or 5 of them where there was the next pass every single time we shot the ball. And they all saw it, and they all said it, everybody. And once the ball started moving, it's hard to guard us. And that's been our theme all year. We just keep going away from it at times.
I think it's 18 points for them in the third quarter. What did you see from your defense there?
Just physicality. We got up, got our hands on them, pressured, got deflections. We use the example, and I'm not going to say the quarterback's name because I would never do that, but whoever is the worst quarterback in the NFL, if you didn't have a rush and just let him sit back there, he's going to pick you apart, any of them, right? And that was what we were saying. Like, if that happens, that's what's going to happen to us. And in the first 2 games, that was happening. Tonight, I thought we got in their face, we got deflections, and I thought that was good.
Doc, Lillard had as many blocked shots as field goals.
Yeah.
Can you live with that exchange? A couple steals as well.
Yeah. No. I was so proud of him, honestly. He's running on gas. He is on fumes, and he's, you could tell he just doesn't have any rhythm. Listen, you guys have all been around this game. You don't just sit for as long as he's sitting and walk into an intense playoff game and have rhythm. You just don't. What I love about him is the fact that he wanted to play anyway. A lot of guys wouldn't play. And he has thrown himself into the fire knowing that he's probably not ready. It just says so much about him, and I think our team loves it. They love what he's doing. They really appreciate it.
What do you think about the minutes that Jericho gave you?
He's been fantastic. He's our Swiss Army knife. When we go to that switching scheme, he's key to it because, we joke when he first came, he told me he can guard anybody, and he may be right, because he's showing that. So he's been fantastic.
For your team, it really felt like your defense was igniting your offense.
Yeah.
And I know they had asked about that before, but what carryover do you think that you can bring to game 4?
Well, we just they're not going away. I mean, they're going to play the same way. And we got to come back and bring it again. We just can't relent. Like, we won 1 game, I guess you can make a case after 3 games. This is the closest the series could possibly be. If you guys know your math, you can figure that one out all on your own, So nothing's happened yet, and we got to do it again.
Doc, I know you were asked about Gary before, but just kind of even as a coach, what was it like for you just to see a guy go 9 for 12 where, put him in the starting lineup, he provides such a spark?
Yeah, it's great, I mean, you don't know what he's going to bring you. You know he's going to be aggressive. You know he's going to be a hell of a defensive night. But one thing about Gary, when he gets this going, there's players who turn themselves off. Gary's not going to do that. When Gary gets it going, he's going to go for it. And we love that in him. He's a tough kid.
And then obviously his 37 was so special that it kind of overshadows the Giannis 37.
Yeah, I don't know if that's possible, but
yeah.
But you may be right. Tonight, it probably did. That's the other guy. Giannis came out in the second half. He still scored, but the playmaking that he did, I thought set the tone. And then Dame started going downhill and making plays too. You got AJ Green and GT out on the floor, and Bobby, Brooke, the shooting. When you go downhill and make plays, we can make a lot of shots.
I was just going to ask about AJ setting that screen for Giannis, and it felt like that's kind of what opened everything
Yeah,
up for you guys.
yeah, we worked on it a lot. Still got some work to do because there's things that I think we have not taken advantage of there. But Pat Connaughton is Coach Pat. But Pat's been great in years past with it, and he works with him and GT, and it's been great to see.
Does it feel like when you guys get downhill and are throwing that cross court pass
Yes.
on the helper, when the tag man is over there and you're seeing it,
There,
that's the key?
we've shown it on film. But you got to get to the paint. They're really good. They're a good defensive team individually, but once you get to the paint, things open up. You don't get to the paint, then you're shooting over hands.
Extended minutes for AJ, KPJ, Jericho versus last game. How much of a difference maker is it to have some of these young guys who you can trust in big moments like
Yeah,
that?
it's great. They've earned it. They've all earned it. I guess Jericho really hasn't. He ain't played that many games. But he's a grown man. And I think you see that when his rebounds in traffic are just they're all inspiring. Some of them, I mean, they're amazing. You don't see that much in our league with that type of rebounding, and so it's really cool to watch.
I think that's an 8.5-minute break for Giannis in the first half. What was kind of the thought process there?
Exactly that. Like the score hadn't gotten away from us. We talked about it this morning. Like if we can give him a big rest at some point in the game, then he can finish a game for us. I thought we used one timeout just for rest, and I think with the extended minutes that we're giving these guys, that's what we're going to have to do. Thanks, guys.